Hi, my name is Hannah Fatade, and this is my presentation for Lab 5, Challenge Your Hacking Skills. In this penetration test, I assess Metasploitable 2 virtual machine using several tools that are on Kali Linux. So let's dive into this process and see what I found. Introduction and objectives. The objective of this exercise was to perform a basic penetration test using Kali Linux tools, especially Nmap, Nikito, OWASP, ZAP, and Nessus, to identify vulnerabilities within the Metasploitable 2 virtual machine. My goal was to simulate a real-world attack, document the findings, and propose actionable defense strategies. Penetration test planning. My first step was to define the scope. Metasploitable 2 on an isolated virtual network, I planned the engagement by scheduling scans and setting clear rules of engagement. Each tool was selected for its unique insight into the system's weakness. During execution, I documented my findings and followed a strict protocol for ethical testing. Why penetration testing matters? Penetration testing simulates how real attackers exploit weakness. It exposes vulnerabilities before malicious actors can find them, and these tests also validate existing security controls and help organizations stay compliant with standards like NIST, HIPAA, and PCI DSS. Handling procedure failures. When protocols fail, such as a scan crashing or data being lost, I document the issue. I isolate the system to avoid cascading damages and analyze the logs to identify what went wrong, updating the standard operation procedures and communicating with the team to help prevent future reoccurrences. Nmap scan results. Using Nmap, I discovered several open ports, including FTP on port 21, SSH on 22, and HTTP on 80, and MySQL on 3306. These exposed services can become serious entry points if not secured properly. Services like VS FTPD and Apache were confirmed to be running. You can see that here on this on this screenshot. Nikto scan findings. Nikto revealed more web-based vulnerabilities, such as an outdated Apache version, open admin directories, and potential directories transversal flaws. These type of issues are critical for web application security. You can see that right here in this screenshot. OWASP ZAP scan findings. ZAP identified cross-site scripting (SXS) vulnerabilities, insecure cookie settings, and missing HTTP security headers. These findings show how easy it would be for an attacker to manipulate front-end behavior or intercept session tokens, as you can see here in this ZAP screenshot. Nessus scan findings. Nessus gave me a broader and deeper insight into system weakness. I identified anonymous FTPs access, vulnerability Samba configurations, and PHP MyAdmin exposure, and weak SSL protocols among the top 10 vulnerabilities. Here in this screenshot here. Risk assessments and gap analysis. Based on my findings, high-risk vulnerabilities including FTP and outdated web servers. Moderate risks were missing headers and exposed services. Low-risk issues involved information leakage and default settings. Gaps in patch management and poor network segment stood out as major concerns. So, countermeasures to expand outcomes. My countermeasures to My countermeasures included patching outdated services, disabling unused protocols, strengthening login credentials, and deploying HTTPS and web application firewalls. I expected these actions to greatly reduce the number of exploitable vectors. Strategies to mitigate vulnerabilities. I recommended implementing centralized patch management, strong firewall rules, and segment of services, additionally enabling multi-factor authentication and intrusion detection systems would further harden the environment. Implementing changes. I applied three major changes. One, disabling anonymous FTP access. Two, update Apache to a newer version. Three, remove or restrict access to PHP MyAdmin. These were selected due to the criticality and ease of implementation. Post-implementation reflection. Why did I choose these? Oh, because they were high impact and cost effective. They resolved specific top vulnerabilities, and my expected results aligned with actual results, except for one misconfiguration that I later resolved. Lesson learned: always validate changes, keep records, and apply the principle of least privilege. In conclusion, I identified over 10 vulnerabilities and mitigated the top three. My strategy successfully reduced the attack surface, improved system resilience, and gave me a clear roadmap for business continuity planning moving forward. Thank you for watching. I hope this gave you a practical look on hands-on vulnerability assessments. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or any further details. Goodbye.